Hello and welcome to my channel. I'm North Tiger, a small business owner, and today I'm setting up my bullet journal for 2024 and February. The 2024 setup was done before Christmas, but I didn't have the time to film the spread for January before leaving on vacation, so that's why this jumps into February, as you'll see later on. Also, this video was meant to be posted Friday, February 2nd, but I felt anxious and self-conscious about doing a voiceover, so I delayed it way too long. Does anyone else relate? To start off this bullet journal, I wanted to paint the front page. I used gouache. I don't have a lot of colors to choose from, so I mix most of them myself from the primary colors. For the front page, I wanted to do a plant-inspired theme, as I feel like plants really can calm an environment. And for 2024, I am aiming to focus on calm. 2023 was stressful in a lot of different ways, so even though 2024 brings a lot of things to possibly stress about, I'll try to keep calm by finding joy in even the things that might bring stress. Since this is my first voiceover, I don't really know what I should be talking about, except for my artistic choices while making these spreads. So I'll just ramble a bit about me and my reasons for starting a YouTube channel. If there's anything you'd like me to talk about, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below. I have a dream to be able to live at least part-time of my drawings. This dream started to take shape during the pandemic when I got some commissions from co-workers to draw their loved ones. Like unicorn! Someone actually wants me to draw for them and they want to pay me! Fast forward about 2 years and I thought, why not give it a try? If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it don't. I had a full-time job at the time and still do, but this dream won't let go. I thought about making studio vlogs, but that's not something I'm comfortable with at the moment, so I thought that my bullet journal spreads would be the perfect thing to let you guys get to know me a bit more. I post speed paints and the likes as well, but are not currently doing voiceovers on them. As you might understand, I have done some commissions during these last few years. The problem is I'm a slow painter and the commissions take a long time. I'm practicing on getting faster without it affecting the quality negatively, but so far I'm still pretty slow. That means my commission prices are quite high, as I need to make a certain amount of money per hour spent on commissions if it's going to be a viable income stream. As you can see here, I struggled a bit with finding a good angle to film. The text is in Norwegian, so sorry about that. Here I'm setting up my future log. I like to keep it simple, as it's only supposed to be an overview I can look at quick and get a feeling of the year and what's happening during it. Also, I keep with the plant theme from the front page by using green to add some color. This next spread is my goals for the year and my workout tracker. I like to set goals within different categories so it looks nice and I don't feel too overwhelmed by the amount of goals. On this next page I made a creativity tracker. I use this the same way I use the workout tracker, to be able to see how often I do a creative activity and what kind of activity. I use different types of color that can represent, for example, traditional drawing, digital drawing and embroidery. Sorry. It has no real value other than me liking to look back and see how different years have been. After the creativity tracker, I made my goals page for my business. Setup is the same way as for the personal goals page. And then I made a work tracker for my business to be able to track how many days I spend working on it. Small business and free time balance is important to me. I don't want to risk burning out. Been there, done that, don't recommend. I also made a spread for the convention season of 2024 to get a quick and simple overlook of the year. Then I made a double-page spread for the plans and ideas I get for my small business during the year, so it's easy to look back to. This one I decorated a bit more to make it more likely that I will actually use it instead of all other spreads. Then I made a double page spread for my YouTube plans and ideas. Nothing fancy with this yet, but I may decorate it during the year. Probably won't happen. After the YouTube spread, I made another double page spread, this time for my Etsy shop. Then I went on to make 2 Etsy trackers, as I'm planning to launch my second Etsy shop sometimes this year. Hege's art will be more fan art and realistic art, while Nortiger is my art, my ideas and my style. That's currently under development. So I hope you would like to join me on this journey. When this was done, I went on to make several follower trackers for my social media. I'm not the best at using social media, so keeping a tracker and being able to keep myself accountable this way is important to me. I also now realize that I have a huge amount of trackers in my bullet journals. The inspiration behind these trackers are Polaroid photos, with the frame and everything. I write the numbers of followers in the frame, and when I reach that, the date I reached it will be written right under the picture or follower number, as is the case here. Then I'll color in the picture to be able to add some colors. I made this for Facebook, Instagram and YouTube, as those are my main 3 platforms, or at least I'm aiming to make them so. For YouTube, I also added an hour viewed tracker, as that is a criteria you have to fulfill if you're going to be monetized. Not that I will be for years to come, but it don't hurt to be able to go back and look at how things went the first year, second year, and so on. The last spread is a content calendar for the year, so it'll be easier for me to plan posts and the likes ahead of time, based on the experience I made last year. I find it more difficult to post regularly when I have to come up with what to post that day, so to have an inkling as to what to post, what theme I should post about, really helps me. And it's not like I plan the whole year ahead in detail. I really just write in notes whenever I come up with something I would like to do. Onwards to February. I decided to go for a blue and purple color here. It doesn't show too good on camera, but they are different. As I love to add some kind of colors to my spread, so it doesn't become so depressing. I'm definitely no Amanda Richley, but I enjoy my simple spreads. On the first double spread of the month, I like to get an overview of my goals for my small business that month. I also have a calendar so I can see all the dates and plot in any important event that month. The weekly spreads I usually fill in week by week, so this is easy and close to that month. The major events of the year is put into my future log, so I easily can see how busy the year is going to be at a glance. In addition to the monthly calendar, I also add a small content calendar for the month. Here I fill in a bit more detail what I want to post every week as the ideas become more in shape. I also have a habit tracker for my business. Here I track painting with any medium, how often I work with or towards my social media profiles, excluding YouTube, how often I work with or towards my YouTube channel, and how often I work with or towards my Etsy shop. Underneath the content calendar, I also keep 2 to-do lists, one for my business and one for life in general. These are things I want to and aim to do during the month. On this next spread, I have my personal habit tracker all the way to the left. Here I track working out, taking walks, reaching 10,000 steps each day, drawing, painting traditionally, painting digitally, and sewing cross-stitching. A few are a bit doubled up, but in case you haven't noticed yet, I really like to track things. Heavily inspired by Pigma's art, I've started to track my expenses in my bullet journal as well. On the left page is my personal income expenses, while on the right side I have my small business incomes and expenses. The personal one is pretty simple, with every income and expense in one table, while the business is divided into several. They are income, packaging, regular expenses, shipping, and general expenses. I'm not quite sure how all of these works for me yet, as I'm in the early stages of the business, but that's totally fine. It's not a setback to have to change something, or think back and realize you know better now. It's called growth, and that's pretty healthy in my opinion. If you watched Pigma's art before, you'll definitely recognize this spread. It's the famous brain dump, and I love this spread. It harbors everything I used to make space for in the weekly spreads before, so it's good to finally have a proper place for it. Also, with this, I don't have to remember which week I had a marvelous idea or whatever it was. I just have to remember the month. Or if I don't even do that, it's only 12 months. It's way easier than 52 weeks. After the brain dump, we're over to the weekly spreads. I kept on with the purple and blue color and decided to make the spread a bit more interesting by playing with the shape of my boxes. I made rectangle shaped boxes for the weekdays and more swirly, soft angled boxes for the rest. I got 2 to-do boxes, which is one for my business and one for everything else. I like this, so I easily can see what needs to be done every week, and I can plan my days accordingly. Down on the far left side of the weekly spread, I write the date and week number, so I always have that readily at hand when planning something. Even though I don't have a calendar in front of me, I tried making mini calendars in the weekly spreads in the past, but it just didn't work for me. There is also a box for Ukens Fokus, or This Week's Focus, which is me trying to go into my weeks and my life with more defined intention. What is really important to me this week? This can be everything from me wanting to finish something specific for my business or get back into exercising. Sometimes I fall out of the rhythm, okay? I also have a space to plan this week's dinners, and I write down how much extra time I got spent on my day job during the week. We got flexible work hours, so if I spend some more time on the day job one week, then I can take that excess time off another. The rest of the spreads are pretty much the same as the first weekly spreads. I tried to mix up some of the line work in some of the other weekly spreads, but forgot about it again in the next. That's just how it goes, and it doesn't matter if it's not perfect. It's mostly just me seeing it anyway. If you watched this far, I applaud and thank you. I really appreciate your company, and I hope you join me again sometime, and I wish you a great day. Also, smile to a stranger today.